we're back.
From where?
Well, you've been places, I've been places. We've been jet setting and couch touring, and all the good things have been going down.
Have we talked about fall tour yet?
Nope.
Really?
Yeah, we haven't talked about fall tour. There's not that much to really, digest on the fall tour scape.
What's your Cole's notes?
My Cole's notes is that I give it like a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
It had moments.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to be mad about any Phish show.
Mm-hmm.
But like when every show has like 22 songs on the set list.
Yeah, you're getting it all.
It's just like, come on, dude. Like, let's cut it back to like 17.
Like lean into something.
Like it just seemed like almost every night, the second set had like a minimum of like six, seven songs. And a lot of those, were like in the 8 to 12 minute zone. Not that like they can't find a nice little, jam zone in a 12-minute song, but it just seemed like there was very little exploratory moments.
Mm-hmm. Little exceptionalism, like little...
Yeah, like
there were some great jams.
They were tight.
Yeah.
They were tight, but there wasn't anything that was like, oh, man, I got to listen to that like 20 times.
Yeah.
Just didn't happen. But like, I didn't go to any of the shows.
Right.
I listened to them. I listened to them live mostly.
What do people say is the banger of the fall?
There's a debate on whether it's like the one of the nights at Nutter or like one of the nights in Chicago. Can't remember exactly which one, but like my opinion, I think maybe Saturday night in Chicago.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Was like the hitter. A fucking weird split open and melt in the middle of the second set.
Yeah, that did go weird.
Can set you on
definitely tweaked a few people out.
For sure.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, right before that, they were like moving and grooving with Chalk Dust. And like, why did they stop to just like play a
noise?
Oblivion. Like it just feels like Trey is trying to squeeze in all these new songs all the time.
Well, I was going to say there was a lot of new songs. I don't mean new, but like Oblivion was out there and like the thing about the gun.
Oh, life-saving gun.
I noticed that the new material was definitely showing its face.
Yeah.
All fall.
It was. They weren't hiding it.
Yeah, they weren't hiding it. They weren't just sneaking it in. They were definitely like, it was on the rotation.
Mm-hmm. But like that same night that they played Life-Saving Gun, like they did a really good Cities in the second set. Like that was really good.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Just like every night, there's always something really good.
Mm-hmm.
But it just didn't feel like they put it all
like cohesive
into like a
set
all
or a
the
show.
Pieces of the puzzle came together, and that's just my opinion, man.
It's just your opinion.
There's a lot of people out there, I'm sure, who
best
are like,
fall tour ever,
best night of my life, best show I've ever seen. I've only seen one show, but it was the best show I've ever seen.
Totally,
or maybe two. But
they were at Coventry, and then they came here.
Exactly,
best show ever.
So like, this is better. These are better than Coventry.
So, yeah, I mean, you went deeper than me this fall. I caught a few of the highlights, but yeah, I mean, I did notice. I was looking at it more from like a pattern perspective and like what was they putting together, and like I kind of agree with you. Like I said, I noticed a lot of the new songs coming up, which is a thing to be aware of, and there were some great jams. Almost every weekend, almost every 2 shows, there was something worth listening to for sure. Someone was like, hey, you got to check out the acts, like the cities you said, or that chalk dust into this, but yeah, I don't know. I wasn't left with like a crazy impression of the fall tour, like one way or another. It was a damn good time.
And they got everybody really excited with like the 2001
show.
And they opened with it.
Great. But then what happened?
And then they like played a few songs, and then they like teased it in the middle of Mall, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But like, how long have you waited to tell us that this is the 2001 show, and like there's some real opportunity there to just like blast us into space?
Yeah, like you could make it a 2001 Festivus.
Exactly.
And we're here for that.
And it was the Saturday night show in Nashville, the second show of the tour, and like again, that was the night of the cities, and they did a really fucking weird split open and melt that night too. And a great Harry Hood to end the show. But like Life Saving Guns, Sand, Everything's Right, Llama, Bug, all in the second set, all like under 10 minutes. And I always wanted it this way, 12 minutes. Like, just settle into something. They did with the cities in the middle there, but like took a while to get there, So that's just my only critique. 22 songs a night should be like, let's
feels like they're searching for something a little bit when they're like playing like that. They're trying to give like everything to everybody and nothing to nobody all at the same time,
Yeah, I want the mentality. At least what I'm hoping for is like the mentality of the Baker's Dozen on any given night, where like they have to extend in order to fill the time. And
search for the creativity.
Search for the creativity, because they've only got so many songs they can play in 13 nights. But I get it. Like, they're busy guys. They got like a lot of things going on. But how many shows do they play a year? 50? There's 365 days in a year. They only have to work 50 nights. 50 of those. So I know they're working, they're practicing, they're getting all these things, in order. They want to sound good. But also, they played 2008 shows. 8 shows, or 7 shows together now.
Yeah.
So it should just be like, natural. But again, their songs are complicated. It requires a lot of work. They busted out some really random covers, Neil Young covers, Cinnamon Girl.
Yes, that was actually cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good song, but like random. And Karina came out, and they played Drowned, which they haven't played in a while. And what else did they bust out? It was almost like they're not playing a Halloween show this year. So maybe their whole like shtick was like, we're going to dust off a few oldies, covers that we haven't played in a while.
Give people the covers they're looking for.
Yeah. A few covers here and there, random ones, which I appreciate. But Torn and Frayed. What else? Isabella. But at the same time, you know me. I like it when they go fucking deep.
Where do you think their creative focus is?
Well, I mean, they've got 4 nights at MSG announced. And they've got Mexico,
Hey, but Mexico's not like a Mexico, they don't do anything in Mexico. Like, it's fun. You go down there, it's Margaritaville, but like, they're not like New Year's. I mean, the 4 nights at MSG, presumably they're going to have a shindig.
For sure, there's going to be some sort of gag.
Right.
They do the New Year's gag.
Right. So they have some creative energy going there.
They have to come up with something new this year.
They burned everything down last year. They're like, here's everything in reverse.
Everything we've ever done before, we're going to do it again.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
So they got to start new. It's like a new slate. Come up with a clean slate.
It's probably going to have something to do with like space and comic books or something. Um,
Yeah.
then like Mexico is also like a bit of a balancing act, right? From trying to think about it from their perspective, like, yes, people going to Mexico are emptying their bank accounts to go.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a lot of people that can't afford to go, right? So it's not like a level playing field necessarily.
Right. Like
So
you're not going to do Dark Side in Mexico.
Exactly.
Right.
They're not going to like do like the exclusive, like heaviest hitter of the year in Mexico because they don't want like, maybe, I'm just assuming, like all their like fans who couldn't afford to go to be like, we couldn't fucking go and you fucking do that.
Well, the other thing about Mexico is you get a lot of like spouses, whether it's, you know, whoever, you get a lot of like
tag-alongs.
I don't want to say tag-alongs because it's a big commitment. No, I really do think people go down. I've noticed, like, look, in our advanced age, people often, you know, you don't go down to Mexico by yourself.
Two birds with one stone, you know, you get a little vacation.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not always the case. I mean, obviously in the Phish world, there's a lot of like fans, super fan families, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's also not uncommon that it's like, you know, dad really likes Phish or mom really likes Phish and the other person is just kind of like along for the ride. So like maybe that like goes into it too, you know, like that first set, you know, you're looking for like a bouncing around the room and like a free, you know, like on the beach, you know, easy vibes. I don't know. Mexico is weird. I guess that's all I'm saying. It's always been an interesting thing. I mean, the first time we went, we did go on a
special event.
As a special event, and we did roll with a deep crew, and it was...
Right, but the music wasn't, like, phenomenal. I don't think... There have been phenomenal moments because as I said earlier, at every Phish run, there are phenomenal moments, and that's what's great, and that's what people are chasing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also, like, the phenomenal Phish show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's really...
I don't think Mexico... That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think Mexico's it. I don't think it's... I don't think when they set out creatively to define the contours of that show, they go, we're doing something super creative. It's like, hey, let's go down there and have a good time, guys.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I think.
And I think that they provide that.
They totally,
you know,
it always looks like a great
I've been twice and I'm going again this year, next year. And after the last time I went, which was a couple of years ago, I said to myself, if there was any Phish experience that is just aces all around, Mexico's it, because it's fun. It's just like relaxing. You're sleeping in. You don't have like really anything but leisurely activities to do during the day or nothing. You know, so it's nice, and you're standing in the sand, and it's not like mental.
You like to see Phish in a place where you can have extracurricular leisurely activities during the day,
or none, or no requirement for any leisurely activities, and you're not like in some bumfuck town like where...
Well, that's the problem with deep tours. There's nothing to do,
right?
MSG's interesting because they're in New York City,
great.
You know, like Chicago, that's entertaining.
Like, there's nice places they play, you know, but like if you're on a run in like a random town, you know, let's say like Orange Beach. Orange Beach is nice, but like, what are you doing during the day? You're like sleeping in a random nar hotel, and like
looking where to get a snack,
and then you're like,
guess I'll just
walking your way to
burn a couple hours till I get to the lot.
Yeah.
No, I know. That's what I mean. Deep tour is just like,
I mean, in Mexico, you're just like waking up to the sounds of the ocean and like going down to the pool, have a margarita and taco, and then you're just like riding in a golf cart to the show, and there's really no line to get in because there's not that many people.
Yeah.
You know,
it is nice.
And there's like people walking around with drinks and like handing them to you and food. It's all inclusive. It's a nice experience. Once every couple of years.
Yeah.
You know? What have you been up to?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't go to fall tour.
Nah. It was in the Midwest. Who the fuck goes to the Midwest unless you live in the Midwest?
But I did get to do a little reconnaissance.
That's all you did, huh?
I did a little recon.
Nice.
Some forward-looking reconnaissance.
Where'd you go?
Well, I went to Las Vegas because I wanted to see what the Sphere was about.
There's been a lot of
hype,
a lot of reels floating around.
a lot of reels, a lot of wild shit. And I was lucky enough to get the chance to head out there. And oh boy.
Yeah.
What a fucking experience.
So
Like,
you're saying everybody should go.
number one, everyone needs to go see this U2 thing. Like, I'm not a U2 stan. Their music is obviously excellent, right?
Yeah.
Like, we've all heard it on the radio. We probably all had at least a CD.
Probably.
One, at least. It is fucking breathtaking, okay? Like, absolutely fucking breathtaking. But then when I was asking you about, like, Mexico and stuff, like, boy, if Phish ends up parking themselves there in mid-April, we are in for it, okay? Yeah. That venue, number one, it's just incredible from the outside. Like, you see it out your hotel window or whatever. It's giant. Like, it's giant. You know when you go there and there's that stupid triangle hotel?
Mm-hmm.
It's
the Luxor?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's basically like that, but a fucking circle.
Yeah.
But instead of it being a stupid hotel, it's just like a den of excellence. Okay. Like covered in screens. Like you're just like, I want to go there. Like that looks fun. That hotel looks stupid, but that looks fun. Okay. Yeah. And then, fuck me. Like,
it's like an orb in the desert.
It's an orb in the desert. It is so bright. Like, I don't know what they do, but it's like an artificial sun, okay? Like, they managed to kick out a lot of light from that thing. It's not washed out in that bright sun that comes out of Las Vegas. Like, it is it's just glowing. And you just roll up to that thing. When you're there in, like, person, it, like, just even going into the venue, it's just, like, giant. And you're like, we are probably going to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's, like, really exciting, right? And like, where else do you get that energy from a venue? I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously it was new, right? So it felt cool. But like, MSG is an exciting venue to go into. But you know, like you go into an amphitheater, like, how excited are you? You're just like, all right.
There's like Red Rocks or like the Gore.
Right, exactly. Like where there's that extra je ne sais quoi to like magic.
Yeah.
Sphere's similar. I mean, obviously not Red Rocks and Gourd from a nature perspective. This is obviously man. This is man. This is not nature. This is just like this is the extravagances of like humankind to the max because it's a giant circle in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
but like equally like tantalizing is like, whoa, this feels like neat. And you get in there, it is giant. It's like a cavern. Like it is cavernous. I mean, I don't mean cavern like a small cave. I mean like cavernous in the sense that it's like the roof is so high. I don't know the measurements. I just
like
Google
open,
it, but like
vast.
You're so open. Like you can like just take it all in. Like it's vast.
Yeah.
And we were on the floor, which was actually super cool. And you just have the sensation that there's like this giant volume like ahead of you. And interestingly, when you get into the venue, because it's like a movie theater layout, right? In the sense that it's these really steep angled seats.
Yeah, it's like a theater.
It's like a theater layout.
Yeah.
So like it's almost like I want to say like half the volume of the place is like not the theater, right? Like half the volume of this circle is like
even more than
the
half,
back,
probably.
Right? It's like the bar and like the walking around and like other stuff, like and they just like funnel you in and you just enter into this room and it's just like, wow, this is gonna be wild. And it really delivered. I don't even know. I mean, I'm not a man that's like short on words, but it was powerful.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen, the videos. It is very impressive, the amount of production that they've done for this show.
Incredible.
Just like how many people and how much money did they have to spend to create all this digital art and like landscapes and 3D insanity.
It was. So we've all seen like the super trippy like stuff, like, right? That they throw
numbers,
the numbers like freaking you out, coming down,
like
that like psychedelic like
animals like all over the ceiling, and
those are incredible.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, they do like in the U2 thing, they do naturescapes too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that imagery with like it's like a flagpole, but there's smoke coming off of it, and then it's like in the desert and like. And it goes from like dawn to dusk almost, so it's like really bright blue during the day, like as blue as like the bluest blue I've ever seen in my life. You know, was in there, and then just it was so crisp. Is when I guess that's what the point I was trying to make. And so there's the digital psychedelia stuff is like fucking bananas and like will melt your tits off, you know? Okay, but like also the like HD like. 8K, I don't even know. I mean, I'm just making this shit up, but like whatever it is, like it's like indistinguishable from reality almost. Like even when they're showing the outside world or like real life things, it's so cool. Like you don't feel like you're watching a screen. You just really feel like you're just like in it. Like there's a moment when they deconstruct the entirety of Las Vegas around them. And they project what is essentially like the desert with the mountains off in the distance in this like beautiful blue sky and all these things. And they just kind of project this scene around you. I mean, if you suspend reality for a minute, like you feel like U2 is on a stage in the middle of nowhere. Like you really can, you know, don't look behind you where there's all the seats, but like for a moment, you know, like you can be there. And I think I was telling you earlier that there was like a moment towards the end of the show when they knock out some real of those heavy hitters, and we're like, I and many people around me were moved, like emotionally moved with wonder and awe.
Yeah.
This
is just like such a unique, special experience that it was like, you know, peaking.
People had tears on there was moisture in people's eyes.
Right.
Because of the grandeur and like beauty of what we were experiencing. And obviously U2 is an excellent band. So like they significantly contributed to this excellence, but it was like only one part of the experience. Like it was the whole thing, how it came together with this, like the sphere.
Yeah.
As a tool for them to like be creative with. It was absolutely fucking wild.
Yeah. So there's like a lot of, you know, there's been a rumor that we've discussed previously about the core four going to the sphere. And now, like, you know, they're saying that it's going to happen in April. And the biggest question on my mind when that comes up is like, what are they going to do visually? Like, how are they going to, because like U2, they play the same set list every night.
Yes.
The exact same show every night. They got a guy who pushes a button and then it just like goes.
Yeah, and their songs are 4 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yep.
Like
there's no extrapolation or fucking exploration or anything that's going on. They're on like a timer and they hit it and they rehearsed and this is the
it was beautiful.
Broadway fucking
It was
show.
Beautiful.
Yeah. But like Phish is not that. They're gonna like wanna pull a 180 and fucking ripcord out of fucking chalk dust
and play mull.
So
we can mull it over.
You know,
mull over that decision to cut chalk dust short.
So like, how are they gonna do it? Because like, they can't put up a lighting rig, right?
No, there's no. I'm not aware that they can hang a rig in there. I don't know. I mean, there obviously are attachment points because there is a couple things that U2 does, but like, I don't think you can hang a rig in there. I don't think so.
And like, what's the point of having a rig?
You don't want a rig because it's going to block your eyes.
You're gonna be blocking, you know, the screen, like a big part of the screen.
Yeah, the U2 setup was a square stage.
Yeah,
very simple. And at each of the four corners of the stage, or maybe at the back corners or whatever, not obviously in the front, was just these little cantilevered, like light towers that had a couple lights on them to just kind of light up the stage. They were not. We weren't. No one was looking at them.
Right.
No, they weren't doing anything other than like just adding to the.
So they're going to have to come up with like some sort of like formula where what's going on this screen is going to be like improvisational in some sense of the word, or they're going to have like some digital, lighting rig put together, similar to maybe like what they like program on. I don't know. Like it just doesn't seem like it's going to have the same effect. They're going to have to like have like Pollock come in and do like a bunch of caricatures.
But wouldn't that be amazing, bringing in some of that visual history?
I know, but like when and how and where do they use it?
They play fucking Fluffhead one time in 12 days.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. It's weird, right?
And they spent like a couple $100,000 on the visuals for one song. It just...
I know, that's the part that's crazy.
Like, they don't really fit into, like, the sphere mold because they're just so out there and want to do different things on a whim and not have a set list pre-planned.
This has been running through my mind since then because, like I said about the U2, like, obviously they're an extraordinary band and they have, like, this iconic music. But if you chart it out as like, as a pie chart, okay, iconic band who's excellent at playing their instruments, excellent songs that are uplifting and like revelatory, like a huge chunk of that pie was the visual experience into what I just saw. Like if I went to a regular U2 concert at the Staples Center, I would have told you that they're a great band and that I like a lot of those songs.
They always try to do something visually impressive at U2 shows, but yes, I know.
But
what you mean.
Just blows, like it's a huge part of it.
I know.
Like it's you can't separate it from the experience.
And they're going to have to spend like an exorbitant amount of money, so it would only make sense that they're going to play like a ton of shows, right, to make the money back.
Wasn't the rumor like 8 to 12, or what have you been hearing?
I've heard 8 to 12.
Yeah,
and it's not an inexpensive endeavor. For them, right? They're going to have to like
creating all this new, posting up there for that period of time.
There's a lot of cost involved.
Yeah,
so they're going to have to like probably figure out a way that they can reuse a lot of the graphic design that they're going to need to do in many different situations.
Well, so like Chris,
maybe it's just like flying through space the whole time.
Well, I mean, there might be some cool ideas, right? So like Chris, obviously
they've got a lot of songs about space.
I don't want to use the word pre-program because that's not correct, but he creates these tapestries for individual songs, right? Like this is like these are the
green.
Exactly. Like
it's going to go green right when it's supposed to.
Right. And he's always working on them and he's always tweaking them before sat tours. I mean, and like, they're evolving, but they play Carini, like guess what? Like
it's going to be red.
You press the Carini button, the red lights come on, right? And and then there's obviously changes in there. It's like, okay, when they find themselves in this section, I'm going to like press the next button and we're going to fucking do like this for a bit and glitch out. And then we're going to, but so he's able to do so much of the amazing stuff he does, especially now with the movement and like all that stuff, because he has these sort of chunks, the complexity of these chunks like programmed out. So like he can take that same philosophy, right, and apply it to, he's obviously gonna have to work with collaborators to get this done, obviously. Yeah. So they can work off of a similar blueprint in the sense that like we need to make moments for things, but like the stuff he has is for like a catalog of 1,000 songs, like, and it's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying he has 1,000 songs pre-programmed, but like, yes, they have a deep catalog, but it's him who shows up for every one of those songs. Like, I don't know, like creating brand new content for that is going to be mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Also, like,
it seems impossible.
I'm apprehensive to take any sort of skeptical turn, but like whoever does their merch shouldn't be the person that does the videos, like I just hope they're not like brown and green puke colors with like bad drawings.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
I mean, if I go back to the one time that they did something very large and screen
Drive-in.
the drive-in, right? And it was crazy looking.
Yeah.
You know, you're probably gonna have to go back to that Steez.
Yeah.
Where it's like a lot of space and a lot of clouds and a lot of
That would be cool.
whipping around. But I feel like that was also like pre-programmed, and they just like didn't matter what they played, right? It would have to be in that like drive-in situation.
Yeah, like that was just a visual
Just
scape
like a
they
visual-
played on top of.
Exactly.
But it didn't necessarily respond
To their music.
to their music the way that Chris does.
I think there was some that was like rehearsed and like part of the visual to correspond, but most of it did not.
Yeah, I mean, it is a task that I do not envy because, like, the beauty of what I saw the other day was this interplay between the whole things, you know, and they're playing to on I don't want to say click track, but like they're playing to it, and it's all synced up. It'll be really interesting to see what Phish does because it can't just be because here's what'll be trippy but not like spectacular. Is it was just a bunch of psychedelic weirdness like playing on the screen with no interplay.
Like Mandela.
Like, yeah, it's just a bunch of like exactly like tripped out fucking fractals.
Yeah. I don't think they'll do that.
I don't think they will.
There
either,
might be
but like
certain moments, but like that's like
but that's not interesting.
that we're gonna play there. They would do like a, you know.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, yeah, you go to a Grateful, like, okay, even on this final tour, they had actually, you know, stepped up their screens. Final tour, Dead and Co.
Their visuals were super.
They really kicked it in the head, kicked it in that super heady space. Okay,
Yeah.
but like the Grateful Dead, you know, they just have that like psychedelic shit playing in the background half the time. It's like that would be a missed opportunity. I guess that's all I'm saying is if like someone comes to Phish and says, "I know what we'll do. Your fucking fan base is a bunch of degenerates." So we're going to put a bunch of psychedelic shit on the stage. It's just going to fucking spin around in circles for 2 hours. Super missed opportunity.
Yeah, and I don't think they're gonna miss. Like,
Hell no.
I believe in them.
Me too. But that's what I was teasing earlier. Where do you think their creative energies are?
But do I believe in like Phish's creativity from like 1997 as much as I believe in their creativity from like 2023? Different.
They got the sci-fi soldier costumes.
Exactly.
Okay. They'll put those on
Yeah.
and spend 12 fucking nights jumping around the stage like a bunch of Avengers or whatever they are.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just excited. I hope that it actually comes to fruition and they have, you know, like use the opportunity to really, you know, expand their horizons because sure, like stage and lights, they're killing it. But now they have like this like blank canvas
Yes.
to like the possibilities are endless and infinite. And like, I'm sure that's scary, but they have known about this place for a long time and what the capabilities for it are. And like, if they do it now, are they ever going to be able to do it again? And you have to start from scratch. Are they going to be able to reuse some of the stuff that they've created? Like, hopefully they have hashed this all out.
Yeah, I mean, we joked about this earlier, but like, I hope Trey goes to see the U2 show.
Yeah.
Not because I want it to be the same, but just to get the power, like just see what they put together as an inspiration for like, holy fuck, you can actually change people's, I don't know, like it's a very powerful tool. That's all I'm saying. Like, I hope that he knows how powerful a tool it can be, you know, so when they're spitballing.
You hear that, Trey? You better get out to Vegas real quick.
I haven't seen any socials about Trey
Yeah.
on the balcony, you know, like
True.
like King Giz, you know, at Red Rocks. I haven't seen that. Doesn't mean he's not there because no one knows, you know, no one's going to recognize him and post it. But like,
He's relatively recognizable at a concert, I'd say.
yeah, there'll be a bunch of burnouts there. But like, I just, you know, it was such a powerful experience. Like, I can't even fathom if Phish can get this to a place where they are tapping into that extra layer of creativity and not just like psychedelia. It is going to be absolutely bananas.
Yeah, I agree. There's so much potential there. And like, I'm sure a lot of it, I don't think, maybe not. Like, using it just as like a Jumbotron and like showing their faces is not going to be sufficient.
No.
Because like, yeah, sure, at some shows they have screens, right, that show them playing, but then you also have the lights that are supplying a extracurricular, visual experience.
Yeah.
Right? So it can't be doing one or the other. It's got to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing some neat things with like the Jumbotron aspect. Like they were, putting up there sometimes as like more hologrammy. There was times when in and amongst other stuff, there was like little floating circles with like Bono's heads like in this circle, like floating around.
Oh,
cool. Like weaving its way around the thing. Yeah. But it's just, it's just that tight shot of him or whatever. Like they did do cool stuff. And there was the cameras circling the stage because we were on the floor. So they were actually kind of, sometimes there'd be like a camera in your, line of sight where he would like sing into the camera. But then it was projected, it like looked really cool when it was up there. It looked cool, but in front of your face, it was just like the back of the camera. But that's not Phish. Like Phish doesn't ham it up.
Yeah,
in front of a camera. They're not camera hams.
No. And as I think I've talked about this, haven't I?
I don't know.
Where like on the couch tour, we want to have like the option to have like the Trey's hands cam.
That'd be amazing,
right? Like
on a sports on a sports thing, how
like
you
NFL, Sunday, or like you have all these different cameras and you can click one, like 16 different angles.
Yes,
one of them is like Paige's bald spot in his hands.
That would be mine. No, we have never talked about this.
We haven't.
I know this is some conversation you had elsewhere.
Oh wow,
which is weird
because like
who are you talking to, man?
Oh, it's weird. There's not too many people out there who want to talk to me about Phish.
Dude, I'd be on that fucking page cam all day.
Trey's hands, like low angle on Fishman.
Yeah.
And like Mike, like
Gordon base bomb cam.
Just check like Trey's face. You can see him like
Trey face
and like doing his Trey face.
The Trey face cam.
Gordon Bapper cam.
One just on that Yankee candle that he lights in the back.
And then like you've got the cam of like the Rail Riders. You just like watch Rail Rider cam and like see how crazy those people are going.
Yeah.
And then you got like maybe a cam on like a random fan. If like it just like changes to different fans throughout the show. You can see like how people react to this melter cam. Yeah, like that technology is there.
I mean, people are bringing it, especially to sports, is really the one that's embracing it first and foremost. But that would be incredible.
And like, imagine if they did like a tiered couch tour where like you get the regular, like we cut it together for you. That's like $85.
You're trying to make them more money, Jack? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just trying to, help them.
Incentivize them.
Help me, help you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
get what I
and like maybe more people would actually want to like couch tour if they could be like, I don't want to see anything but Trey's hands the whole time.
Yeah, I mean that's the downside of couch tours. Like it's a little bit like
like if you're a guitar aficionado and you want to see how amazing Trey's hands are working, or how amazing Trey's Paige's hands, or just the lights.
Yeah,
right? Like just the lights. Like you get Kuroda's view the whole time from front of house.
That would be sick. It would be sick to be able to jump around. Because they got to show you're jumping around. Your eyes are, it's like you're looking at this, and then all of a sudden Paige is standing up because working on something fucking natty, and you're over there, and fucking,
Like how cool would that be? And you pay an extra $10 or an extra $20. People would do that.
This band needs more of our money.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing you say.
Well, I mean, if they're providing an exceptional, unique experience, I think people would be willing to pay.
100%. We have demonstrated that we will move heaven and earth to end up at a show in the just on the grassy knoll of wherever to dance around in our bare feet. So yes,
exactly.
I think we'll pay 10 spot for a little extra tray cam
for Couch Tour Max.
Yeah, Couch Tour Max Plus Pro. Yeah. I like that idea. We've never had this conversation, which is almost the weirder part about it.
I should have saved it.
For its own episode?
For its own episode. We'll come back to that.
Sure, we'll revisit it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Phish at the Sphere is going to be a spectacle. I hope it they have so much potential is what I'm saying, because that venue is like nothing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. It's probably daunting.
Daunting as a project for them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, they take on, like, they feel like responsibilities. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Keep it interesting.
I mean, how long do you think they've been? Okay, well, number one, we know they've been plugged into this thing from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
We know that. You know, yes, it just opened 2 or 3 weeks ago, but there's a practice space in Burbank.
Yeah.
You know, there's maybe, you know, there's some reason to speculate that maybe they've been out there. Like, they know what's going on. Like, they've been plugged into this thing for a long time.
Of all the bands that this place, you know, could max out, is that.
I know. So, you know, maybe like, what I'm saying is maybe someone's been working on this for a long time. And whatever they put together for you too, like, obviously we're all seeing it with fresh eyes, but like, that's been baked for, you know, someone's been working on that for 6 months.
Oh yeah.
Easy, you know? That's what I mean. Like, they've been running that and running it. Anyway, we're in for something. Mid-April.
I hope.
Oof.
Maybe we'll have a few warm-up shows at our old spot round the corner.
Coming off Super Bowl first.
Warm up.
Vegas.
Yeah.
See you there.
Boom.